I feel like Private was saying if they were to go ahead and pick up those oddball roams that Fanboy has, maybe they might have a different chance here, because maybe DreamMax understands going against the meta. So if they were to pick up that oddball roam that Fanboy specializes in, that might throw them off again. You know, that was possibly the reason why they were having a harder time, and usually go the full best of 5 against them.
I'm not so sure it's a throw off as much as it feels like Infinity shines more with that, because I feel like throwing off would assume that DreamMax isn't prepared or that they didn't study. Like, everybody knows that Infinity's got a lot of these other pickups that they can go with, but I feel like that's because that's where they do best. That's where they feel more comfortable with a lot of those old school Kufra we saw, which was banned out as well. So, and that might come down to draft as well. Maybe they are looking for some of these good options with but it keeps on getting banned out. You saw the chip was banned out, Kufra was banned out in the last game, so they might be getting countered in the draft as well. But one thing I do know is they need to be able to find the ingredient to be able to find these wins over DreamMax, especially because we're sitting at game point right now, and Infinity looking at possibly a disappointing ride home if they find themselves on the losers end of another game here. And a Freya out, but I want to say Freya's probably what, 0% win rate here in the south right now, right?
Phobius is still thin for the side of DreamMax.
Oh,
So
sorry.
that's Phobius, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's the big counter against Freya, and it's open here for the side of DreamMax to pick up.
Yeah, I'm with Private here, like, when it comes to Freya, you know, like, I'm not really excited as well. Like, yeah, Freya, okay, 0% win rate here, coming out from Infinity. But everything is possible here because she is still strong on, like, in the gold lane. So if Infinity finds a composition that can fit well with the Freya performance here, it might be a very good for them. But now when it comes to DreamMax here, okay, Insunshin and Terizla, okay, definitely heading for the XP lane, but Insunshin, some kind of a flexibility here, or in the jungle or in the gold lane. Oh, Minotaur from Fanboy. Like it.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. A little bit of flexibility coming out from DreamMax, and then Fanboy on the Minotaur. I hiss a little bit just because Kaja has been a sore spot for me when it comes to these isolating type of roams that can, like, the ones that can take a hero and pull them aside from the team. I feel like Kaja of the Kaleas, of the Chos, even Atlas, I feel like Kaja does it the weakest. As far as trying to flicker in, get that divine judgment, and get back, which is going to be very interesting here. Maybe this is something that we can use to stop the Minotaur, or especially the Freya too. I do like the Yusun Shin here, because it has been a great counter in that, not actually a counter, but it's been able to withstand the Freya in the gold lane, because his dash allows him to get away, create that distance that is such a hindrance for any type of Freya player to try to close the distance on somebody who can get away from you like that. So, and this opens it up to be a lot more flexible. Oh, and then the Gourd pickup from DreamMax. So definitely leaning on these divine judgments from the Kaja pickup.
Yeah, they're heavily relying on the protection, because Gord is the sitting duck when he does his ultimate, so Freya can totally jump on him and kind of rain damage on him. They're going to go ahead and pick up the Eve to kind of get that zone and slow into the mix as well. This is going to be a fun match for sure. You know, and they're going to go ahead and pick up that Harith. I feel like the Phobius would have did wonders here against that. There's Freya, there's Harith, but
yeah, but okay, once again, not being like I don't know, like a fan, for example, but we're talking about Shai Kichi here in the mid lane with a very solid performance, but with this Gord here and Kaja, I don't feel like there's gonna be like appealing enough for this Gord here, because I think that Blink likes to play an aggressive one, not like a protecting, and not like Terizla. And I'm not, honestly, I'm not getting the DreamMax composition here, especially when it comes to a Gord on the mid lane. For me, Infinity's composition is like more like cleaner, you know, like with the Minotaur here, with like getting this CC, Zblocks here, like with this strong late game Leonel, with this real world manipulation when it comes to the Phantoms team here. Like for me, Infinity's composition is like for me makes more sense.
I know we were talking about how unkillable Shaikiche is, but we still need to protect her, DreamMax.
Yeah.
So that's so maybe it's going to be very interesting to see how well they can find that disengage here, because there's a lot of tools to be able to get back there and be able to surprise them. I think they're really banking on the early game, being able to get the CC, being able to get that burst down and settle this very early for their team with that damage.
Hey, yeah, so let's go. Let's see what's going to happen here on game number 3. It's a game point for DreamMax in this lower bracket, the best of 5. The winner here is going to face Entity 7 on the lower bracket of finals still today. So welcome to the land of dawn, and let's go, Private.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start things off here. Ooh, Blink taking a lot of damage already, and ZZ finds the kill. I was gonna say this is why I don't like Kaja, but that's a little just over aggression coming out from the side of Blink. And now King gonna have to go ahead. Oh, look at the damage already that King is taking, and especially with your roamer down, not able to clear out a lot of those bushes either.
I mean, like Blink heading on the purple buff from the enemy with not the level 2 to get on the dash open. Like, I didn't get it. And now once again, okay, we lost these kills, but there was a kill for ZZ and Rusi.
Oh yeah, crazy. I was actually, I was so confused for a second, because my immediately I computed Rusi in the gold lane, and I'm like, wait a minute, here's the gold lane. Everything looks fine here. So very interesting here. So good rotations coming out from the side of Infinity, who are able to go ahead and find already 2 kills on the board there. Rusi going to go ahead and a challenge here against a Goo as well. So very interesting. I feel like the Infinity still a little bit more confident here in this game, doing a good job of being able to harass and still gets a lot of those kills already. And King sitting at a death already on his mark.
Yeah, so okay, we know that it's too early here, like only the 2 minutes on this game, but as we were talking about like the Kaja here and his potential, but now like checking Rusi on the top side here with the Freya. Oops.
Oh, Zablotch gets taken out there. King gonna go ahead and get that finishing job, but that's gonna signal to Infinity that they're gonna have to go ahead and rush onto this turtle before DreamMax is gonna be able to kind of collaborate and get back up here. So that's gonna be a free turtle for the side of Infinity. Rusi goes in, gets pulled by the Divine Judgment, and the Mystic Gush gonna be able to do the finishing touches there. Goo, a little bit of trouble there. ZZ taking some damage there, gets caught by a stun from Shaikiche on his way out.
Yeah, so Shaikiche here with the Mythic Gut, getting a 1 kill here for Gord. Oh my goodness, once again it's stunning from Gord here. That comes this the situation for a DreamMax. The turtle was for Infinity, but DreamMax is finding some ways here to neutralize some Infinity's initiation. It is working so far with this advantage, especially when it comes to the goal lead. It's not a big deal, but it's very important for DreamMax to still like managing the pace on the game.
Yeah, right now I feel like we still have a good job going on as we take a look at some of the items. A little bit of an advantage there for King, as he's working his way. Looks like a hunter strike for him. Yep, it's going to be a hunter strike for King. But I mean, in the early game, as we're still in the laning phase where you can't really group up as fast and you're not going to have these huge team fights, I feel like that does favor Shaikitse and Blink with that Divine Judgment. But as we get more into these team fights, I feel like you're going to have a heck of a time with ZZ, with Fanboy trying to get to that back line, even getting trapped by Lionel. Oh, another Divine Judgment comes out with a Mystic Gush. Just kidding. Forget what I'm saying, because look at these Mystic Gushes coming out there. Little bit of a recall coming out from Shaikitse as well as they burst down ZZ. Meanwhile, though, Rusi just taking it to this tower at the top.
Yeah, so as we were talking about like Kaja's potential here, and not like being able to see their ability to pick off Infinity's composition, but somehow I have a feeling that Infinity is just a little kind of a loss here with some players, because you getting killed on the mid lane here, like no facing check the bush when there is a possibility of Kaja. Oh, here he comes.
Rusi actually tried to go in onto King there onto the backside there. Mystic Gush out as well, takes down Fanboy. Rusi in trouble too as well, is trying to keep on this damage as the rest of DreamMax looking for the disengagement. Goo in trouble, gets taken out by a ZZ. Meanwhile, I mean, one down for the side of DreamMax, one down for the side of Infinity.
Yeah, one down, and the second turret went for Infinity as well here, while like Rusi was like taking almost the tower on the top side here down with a very much damage. But now here Zeus in the gold lane as well here, now cleaning up this minion waves. Almost 6 minutes here. Goal lead is not a there is no
Oh, yeah, Zaman Force laid down. He's going to dive onto King, but Goo comes in on the backside, so he sacrifices that 1-for-1 there for Infinity.
Yeah, the kill was for Goo here. They responded very, very interested well here on the gold lane. But once again, goal lead here, no goal lead when it comes to this second game, but now Rusi, oops. Okay, Fanboy is leading.
You see a lot of damage going up there, but I do want to say Shaikitse sitting at 3 kills already on this gourd, and that Mystic Gush is only going to be more powerful. Blink flickers in, immediately finds a target and comes back with the Divine Judgment. A great read by Blink to go. That surprised even me. I got a little scared there. I thought he was coming for me. The way he flickered in there, I don't think they had any vision there. He just knew that if he found somebody, he's going to find that Divine Judgment, pull him back to help Shaikitse find some more damage on.
Yeah, but now here in the bottom lane, Zablox has to take care because it's 2 players on DreamMax. Oh, they're chasing down. No, only doing the proxy here. But one thing that we have to consider here, Private, is Rusi and... Oh, here it comes!
Yeah, another Divine Judgment lands on with the Mystic Gush on the Fanboy. Rusi coming in, trying to put the damage on there, is going to look for a little bit of that separation, but a lot of Infinity very low for this fight. They are still going to be able to pick up this turtle for their side. 4-7 right now in favor of DreamMax.
Yeah, so here like the third heading for Infinity here. Sky Pierce on Shaikitse's hands now, not in the first item here, but once again, well, I have to agree with these items. But Infinity here like having Rusi in Freya at this split foot situation. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, we do. Look at the damage going on. The blink there. Goo dives onto the backside there. Might have bit off a little bit more than he could chew. King trying to put on some damage. Kiazizi. Oh, big penalty zone lands onto 2 members, but he immediately met with the Minoan Fury coming out from Fanboy. Mystic Gush is out. Bursting down heroes left and right. Lionel able to find a kill on the blink. Down comes the real world manipulation. Down goes Goo. Zeus looking for the disengagement for his team. 2 down for the side of DreamMax in that engagement.
Meanwhile, we have Rusi with Freya. Oh my goodness. It's like a machine.
And that's why she's so sought after, is the amount of shielding she gets. She probably could have dove underneath the tower for that kill, but didn't want to risk it just yet and so early.
Yeah, but now see we're having like this situation when it comes to the split push coming from Rusi on the Freya, especially working on the side, because the DreamMax here doesn't have this the exact response versus this Freya working on this side here. I think that the only thing that DreamMax has to do now is playing together, having this block team fights here, especially to neutralize someone and getting this Lord to secure the victory. But as we're seeing now on the map, Infinity has a very good domination when it comes to vision, when it comes to the goal lead now, like heading almost to 4K. Blink. Oh, what are you doing there? But the Lord guaranteed by DreamMax here.
They didn't even have time to take it away from the picture-in-picture. DreamMax immediately bursted it down like it wasn't even there, and then immediately toot and scoot back to the base.
Yeah, so now the Lord called on the top side here for DreamMax. Meanwhile, I think that the minion wave is not like in favor for the Dragon Boy so far, but it's a very interesting situation. And now Infinity is heading on the top side here to melt down this Lord. So, oops.
Yeah, we do have a divine judgment, but that pulls it back. ZZ against 3 members, gonna try to find the safety of the tower to go against these members, and a great outplay there coming from King, who was able to dodge out a lot of those abilities. Meanwhile, a big amount of damage and force coming in at the top. Infinity looking to try to take down that high ground tower, but we're not able to find it. With the proxy coming out from King, DreamMax should be able to find them this lower tower.
Yeah, so another tower here destroyed by I believe that was Infinity, but now at least DreamMax took 1 tower on the bottom lane here, taking down ZZ in the process. The Lord was like yeah, it was like not even useless, because they took down the at least a tower here for DreamMax, but it's still like the map is so good for Infinity. Only the tower number 2 on the mid lane here in favor to DreamMax before the high ground towers. But now, oops, oh, it's a little like interesting roaming on the top side here by both teams. But now Fanboy is heading back on the base. No, oh no, it was like
Zeus
sorry,
has
Zeus. Yeah,
Zeus has gone ahead and picked up that Demon Hunter sword, so he's going to be able to kind of shred down into a lot of these pickups. It's just, though, right now Infinity seem to be having a leg up here, and this is especially when it comes to, like I said, Shaikitse not dying, but it's still not in great positions. They are really leaning on their ability to catch out a lot of people here, not really team fight centric engagements here. They're looking to get the surprise, get the drop on Infinity, and be able to finish them down with a Mystic Gush. I don't feel like this composition really shines when it comes to some of those team fights, and at least not as much as Infinity's does, where you've got a great layer of CC and the real world manipulation to come out, and a lot of AoE damage to come out. So it's very interesting to see how this kind of will unfold for them. 6 and 8 right now, a narrow lead for the side of Infinity, but as far as macro is concerned, Infinity have a huge leg up. Blink is still able to find the divine judgment, and down goes Rusi. The rest of Infinity looking to pay off Zeus, who's gonna have to find a disengage. Oh, ZZ in trouble, bit off more than he could chew and ends up getting taken out. Down goes King. That's gonna be the jungler down for the side of DreamMax. Shaikitse on the back end. Did she flicker into them? That might have been a bit of a misplay coming out from DreamMax. Shaikitse flickers forward, ends up taking her first death of the series, and that will be a huge opportunity for Infinity.
It happens. It happens. Even with the best players, this kind of things can happen. And now Infinity has this advantage to secure this Lord after like a very, apparently a very good team fight coming out from DreamMax, but Infinity was able to respond very good. But now only Blink here. Oh, Blade of Destruction? The Spear of Destruction, sorry. No, no dare from Zeus to trying to do something here. And another Lord, there, the first one actually guaranteed by Infinity.
Yeah, great game coming out from there. And that should be a lesson to all the viewers there, even the great players. Find some mess ups. Concealed play is out there. Divine Judgment comes out. Big damage coming out. Are they going to be able to mount in with that Minoan Fury? You see the pop up. Zeus able to find a kill onto Rusi. Out comes the Phantom Steed, trying to put the damage on. Zablotch trying to chase down DreamMax, looking for the disengagement underneath their tier 2 tower.
Yeah, but now see, the Lord is heading on the top side here for Infinity. 4 players now landing for the top side here to try and defend this Lord, but DreamMax is getting like, oh, melted down here. Lord not even able to reach the high ground towers. King finishing the Blade of Despair for Insushin. Oh, here it comes.
Yeah, they try to go in and try to find the engagement, but do not find it. Infinity going to be able to find the disengage for themselves. A 9-11 right now, just narrowly over a 1K gold lead for the side of Infinity. As we take a look here at the items, 2K up is Rusi on this Freya.
Yeah, Gu had this info here about Infinity's players on the mid lane on the bush, but now like DreamMax is getting safer. The halberd now for Rusi here. They stop healing on Freya's hands. Oh my goodness, Corrosion Side War X endless battle, and now the halberd here. It's a very strong Freya, and I think that for maybe for DreamMax it would be a very interesting idea to let Zeus doing the split push here. But I think that they're really concerned about Freya like picking off Moskov on the sides here. But Gu, okay. But now they're leaning back. DreamMax now is thinking about something. But Infinity is playing together, like facing check, getting these bushes here to not be surprised by DreamMax.
I'm just sitting here thinking about Shakiche's first death. Her own worst enemy is herself. with that missed a flicker that put her into harm's way. Right now, DreamMax, all of them are looking to find themselves a little bit of a disengagement here, getting ready to set up the Lord coming up in 30 seconds. Ooh, that was an interesting Phantom Steed coming out from ZZ there into a bush where nobody was at.
Yeah, so maybe like it's too confident to get this Phantom team like available for the next Lord here team fight. But now leading, you see Zeus like, okay, he goes just a little bit forward on the side and he heads back because he's really concerned about like this Freya dangerous situation all the time. But now the Lord is already on the pit once again, and this might be the last Lord on this game, Private.
Yeah, both of these teams vying for position. You see King up at the top. Nobody's checked that bush just yet. He still has a good amount of space. 50% down. Are they going to come in? Down comes the sun. Now looking in for the Phantom Steed. Blink still able to find the Lord. Not even a retribution. Zablotch able to take down Shakiche. Blink down for the count. That's 2 down. Gu and Zeus looking for the disengagement, but Gu is not going to make it out of here. Meanwhile, on the back end, King is going to have to find himself a recall back home. It looks like Infinity do not want to go and be swept here, looking to close things out. Zeus and King alone here. The pop-up finding Fanboy. Are they going to be able to clear out these minions? Out comes the Phantom Steed. King now down goes Zeus. Out comes the Mountain Shocker. Is it going to be enough? And no, it is not. Infinity. Oh, they're still trying to
what?
tower.
What? Okay.
And they are going to be able to answer back with their first victory of the series.
It is not over yet. Here, Zina. Infinity leads to the first victory in this best of 5.
Yes, they made sure they were not going to be swept this time around. Infinity had a dominating game. They took most of the objectives and had total map control starting out. But I think Shaikichi's little misplay there kind of made it might have messed them up there a little bit, but you know, they already got 2 wins, so you know, one mishap, maybe they might come back from this one, but Infinity did amazingly there, and it showed right there in the match.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, I mean, we do glaze Shaikichi a lot with her performance here, and I feel like that little misstep actually kind of cost them a little bit when it came to they might have probably been able to find the kill there if not for that little mishap, but that just kind of shows you how close both of these teams are. While it usually looks very dominant for the side of DreamMax, it's always just like that one mistake away from being able to turn this over, to give Infinity enough momentum for them to be able to turn this around, to get to some of these Lord fights, to the point that even though they lose the Lord, they're able to win some of the team fights there as well. So that, I mean, that for me speaks loads on how close both of these teams are matched up.
Yeah, so here for me, an interesting point that we were talking about like Kaja situation before the match starts here, but at least for me, like Blink, he played well. He did a good job here with Kaja. I don't think that from this game the problem was Kaja on a DreamMax situation here. For me, I think that the turning point was Infinity bringing this Freya to work like so hard on this split push, you know, because as we were seeing, like DreamMax getting advantage by the most of the team fights, like getting the team fights or taking down players, but at the same time, like we are used to see Freya taking down towers on the side, on the top side, on the bottom side, and Zeus, like, okay, maybe it was not a part of this of his role, of his function, but he was not able to respond to this macro brought by Infinity, and oh, you saw the Shaikichi he's in the play to the front here. Somebody say, some people say that the flicker, like the aggressive flicker, causes more damage, and I agree with them, you know. But in this case here, like Shaikichi was surprised, and as I was talking about, like for me, Freya doing this split push job here, like it caused DreamMax so much trouble, because at some point we used to see that the map was like almost open for Infinity, and DreamMax was trying to be careful, pay attention on the visibility situation, and Goo like was not able to respawn on this side. So it was like really a good situation for Infinity to take this victory so far.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like a double-edged sword, but I think we're gonna go ahead and look at the MVP first.
Yeah.
Yes, this player took every opportunity and turned it into an advantage. It is Zablox here with the MVP, 525 KDA, 57.3k total damage, and 711 golds per minute. Yeah, he did it.
I want to say that last fight, what we saw was the entirety of Infinity going to the upper right-hand corner of the Lord pit to engage onto Shaikichi. That left it open for the Kaja to come in the back and be able to get the Lord, and really kind of that surprised them. But the problem is while he was able to do that, it's because they were all pushing towards Shaikichi to be able to kind of find that kill, which is really what kind of turned around that last fight for them. They were able to get the Lord, but unfortunately not able to kind of secure that team fight, which was already going bad for them. Zabloch here, I mean, 5-2 and 5, doing a good job even through that. I feel like, and this is what I was talking about, some of these great compositions enabled by having a Minoan Fury fast and ready by Fanboy there. It affects such a wide amount of area out there, and it allows the Blotch to really kind of get in there. Okay, we're gonna take a look at the corner there. To get in there and do a ton of damage. You see how Zabloch was able to really close the distance on to Shaikichi so quickly, and it's because they they were so afraid to kind of go in and stop that, because the Minoan Fury was always a risk of getting popped up, or the healing that was coming out. So a great job coming out from the side of Infinity, who looking